the dealer. Baby, the hand was played.
Josh Banks with Coach Abram Kaple inside the mountaintop where our game's already underway, and the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams started the game with a turnover. Tiffin Columbian basketball. Another turnover. Walton looks to push. Great feed. Brooke from Scully gets the layup on the fast break. Mia Zayas on the other end. Upper Sandusky looking to pressure here.
Yeah, quick trade of baskets. Both teams showing some pressure here. Looks like Columbian's in a three-quarter court, like a 1-2-2 to kind of start the game here. Zeiss out front. Looks like she's got a lot of length, which could be curious to see how Grace Walton deals with that throughout the night.
Absolutely. Gets it to Grace on the wing. Addie Newman back from a shoulder injury. Another turnover here for the Lady Rams. They've got to kind of calm down a little bit. 2 turnovers in their first 3 possessions.
Yeah, and they throw it here to the corner. Don't have it on the replay here, but definitely one of the areas you want to keep the ball away from. Looks like that's Columbians trying to bait him to throw it there.
Thrown away by Hart.
Kick the ball there, yeah.
Not something you're going to see Upper Sandusky do very often. They don't feed it down low. Ella Ham's a good little ball player down in the post. She does have a couple. She's got an up and over hook. She'll go up and under every now and then, but they're more of a drive and kick team. They want to get Newman and Walton open for that 3-point shot. Newman.
Columbian's in an extended 2-3 here. Good skip pass.
Inside the Ham. Trap in the corner every time they get there.
Good ball movement, though.
Great ball movement, and there's Grace Walton, who's shooting 50+% from 3 on the season.
Yeah, that's incredible. She's at 55% according to the league stats that we have, that's remarkable. Oh, good anticipation there. Good left hand.
She's going to step to the line where she shoots 55% from the line.
Only 9 attempts though, so I wouldn't read too far into that because there's not a lot of kids that shoot better from the 3-point line than they do the free throw line.
Not very many girls or boys you see that get up more threes than foul shots in a season so far. 3-1. Splits the pair.
Hope Morris with a big offensive rebound there off the bench.
Yeah, as Hope's checked into the game. Walton again. She's got another open look. In and out. And they're going to call it travel. As you're going to see it here. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I don't know. But the officials saw it differently, so it doesn't really matter what we think. Upper full court man here. Want to challenge the youth here of Tiffin Columbian.
Madison Hart gets a steal. Walton's going to look to push. Newman in the corner.
Both teams a little sloppy here to start. We've got a couple turnovers on 4 for Upper Sandusky, at least 2 or 3 from Columbian, and everybody just trying to get their feet wet here as we settle in, including ourselves with some technical difficulties here early on.
Yeah, just the joys of running off of high school internet sometimes can make our life rather interesting up here. That's a great pass up court. Finscali looked to get it to Morris. She made the save, didn't get a back court call, but it goes out of bounds.
Listen, I know Coach Vent wants to kind of get up and down here a little bit, but with 5 turnovers in the first quarter, yeah, there's a time to kind of pump the brakes, and that's probably, you know, going to be a message here pretty quick if they have another one.
Because you're going to see Bryn Cundiff check into the game for the first time. She goes for that rebound. Almost better off to let that go. I don't know that it touched.
I think it was off Columbian, and I think by her going for it made the referee think that it was off her.
Good ball fake. Can't knock it down, which is, didn't get a chance to talk about it, but this Tiffin Columbian Lady Tornadoes team, they only average 28 points a game on the season. Great feed.
Great pass.
Great feed from Walton to Ham.
Yeah, listen, she's so under control, Grace Walton, that is. When she has the basketball, here she is with the steal.
Now they're going to look to run again.
Upper Sandusky wants to track me. That's a good take there. Jeez.
And Grace Walton doing what we've got to see her do all year. She's got 6 of the first 10 for these Lady Rams. As we'll go ahead and jump into a little pregame team spotlight for the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes, coming in at 1-3, led by Coach J.C. Foose. As I just talked about, Coach, only averaging 28.5 points a game. They're giving up 46 points per game. They do average 12.5 steals, but you can't give up 46 points a game and expect to win very many high school girls basketball games when you're only scoring in the 28 range.
No, but with that being said, you know, some of the opponents that they've played have all been bigger than them. Well, maybe not bigger than them, but some really strong girls basketball. I mean, Liberty Benton here, one of the best teams in Northwest Ohio, to give up 65 to them. And you know, they only have 1 senior on their roster. So if I'm going to give Tiffin Columbian a little bit of credit, we're only 4 games into the season. Coach Foose is going to, you know, go back to the drawing board and iron out some of these things and hopefully get those stats turned around as the season moves along.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at Abby Felsky, who's our player spotlight tonight. She's 3rd on the team in points, 2nd in assists, and leads the team in rebounds, blocks, and steals. As we're back to action here, a very, very talented junior forward for them. Biggest player on the floor right now for them, and it shows. As Walton gets another rebound, something she does very well from her point guard position is rebound the basketball.
No, she does. Columbian's still staying in this 2-3 zone.
Bailey Fox is going to catch and shoot in the corner. Short and right. But that shot's going to be there all night long if they stay in this zone and they don't rotate around.
Yeah, it looked like they screened the bottom of the zone. I don't know if it was a design play or just like a little bit of zone motion that Coach Vent has drawn up. But you're right, there's going to be corner 3 opportunities throughout the night. It's just a matter of making shots.
As they're playing very, very tight man-to-man. It's going to be a foul on Hope Morris.
Foul on Upper Sandusky, number 5.
Good pass, good closeout. Just got that arm coming down, and would rather see her go straight up and see if Rannigan can make a left-handed layup there.
Free throws up and good. Makes it 10-3, Lady Rams.
Yeah, much needed bucket there for Tiffin Columbians. Let's see if that kind of jump starts anything here. They showed some 1-2-2 pressure early, kind of back into a 2-3 zone. Let's see if they kind of get into that here after this made free throw.
As it is up and good, Rannigan cash money on her free throws. Bryn Cundiff takes control and throws it away.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure. I don't know exactly what that was, but nonetheless. So another player to watch out for who just shot that three from Columbian was Lexi Beeston. And my guess is, if I'm not mistaken, Logan Beeston is her older brother. So just a freshman playing for Columbian. Somebody to keep an eye out, not just tonight, but years moving forward for sure.
Yeah, and she's one of the leading scorers for this team as well. Top 3 scorer on the team as well. You look at this Columbian roster, and like you had already mentioned, they are very young, as that's going to be a jump ball. I believe it's going to go to Upper Sandusky. They're very young, so you're running into a situation where they're big. They're bigger size-wise, height-wise than Upper Sandusky is. But these girls are learning what it's like to play at the varsity level, because when you come from 8th grade as a freshman for Beeston, you come from that middle school level to now playing at the varsity level. It's a completely different pace of game and just a completely different ball game in general.
No, absolutely. The speed, the physicality, there's definitely an adjustment to be had. But, with her being their second leading scorer through 5 games, looks like she's getting adjusted just fine. Good ball movement by Upper Sandusky.
As you heard, Bryn Cundiff wanting the ball, open for a 3-point look, didn't get seen soon enough. It's going to turn into a jump ball, which is going to end up being Tiffin Columbian ball.
I thought Upper had a couple chances to get some shots off there. I thought they were a little too passive. I mean, and Coach Vent's probably sending the message, hey, we want to hunt for not just a good shot, but a great shot. But you would like to get a shot off every possession for certain before you turn it over. So,
well, one thing that I've already noticed just in this first quarter is this Upper Sandusky team, Elham had to finish, Grace Walton had a run-out layup and then a run-out foul where she split the pair. Other than that, they want to shoot the ball. They want to shoot it from deep, and that's the shot that they're looking for. Brooke Scully got a rebound under the hoop. Probably could have taken a power dribble and got a layup. Instead, she kicked it out, and it ended up in a turnover. Great feed inside. And there's Felsky with the 2 points.
Yeah, kind of like you mentioned, talking about just size of roster, Tiffin Columbian's making it very apparent that they want to go inside to get their buckets. And, a 10-2 lead just kind of dissolved to 10-6 as we end the first quarter.
And after that 10-6 lead for the Rams, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll go over some more of that pregame stuff that we missed out on when we get back from this break, Coach.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Josh Banks, Abram, Kaple back inside the mountaintop where, as we just heard, Tiffin running that 1-2-2 pressure, gets a steal, and then almost throws it away themselves. They really want to feed. It looks like they're really trying to feed Felski down low. They had several open looks in the first quarter that they just missed that would make this a completely different basketball game, only down 4. Morris gets another steal. And I know we talked about she shoots 58% from 3, but you almost want to go get fouled.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Finn Scully kind of finish that in transition, and instead she elected to defer to Grace Walton in transition, which, you know, that's your best player, right? An in-rhythm 3, but at the same time, like you said, Hope Morris leads her in transition. I would have liked to see her kind of go up and at the very least maybe draw a foul and get yourself to the free throw line.
Upper still trusting the man-to-man. They're going to feed it down low. Again, just missing. Offensive rebound, almost thrown away again.
Yeah, and again, Tiffin Columbian looking to go inside, just a little 1-4 high set that turns into a high-low. Had a good look at it. Drop step going to her right hand. Just wasn't able to finish. We'll see if we can get another good possession. See, look, they're posting Zeiss here hard.
Zeiss posted hard. Felski posted hard. Catch. Ball's up. Doesn't get it to go down. And while she steps to the line, as you can see our little split screen action, let's talk a little bit about these Upper Sandusky Lady Rams coming into the season 2-3. 2 of those 3 losses are to a very talented Winford Royals squad and to the Colonel Crawford Eagles. Both of those squads still sitting at 5-0 respectfully to start their season. So 2 really good losses and some really good wins already for these Lady Rams. As you see Grace Walton, who's a junior point guard who's missed do it all, leads the team in assists, leads top 2 in rebounds, leads the team in points per game. Again, shoots 58% from 3, so does everything right, as the Lady Tornadoes are unable to capitalize on those 2 free throws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Grace Walton, as you mentioned, probably an early candidate for N10 Player of the Year. She does a lot for Upper Sandusky. And you mentioned, like, they have 2 losses to 2 undefeated teams. I know Saturday they lost to Winford without Addie Newman, who's another 2 would now be a 3-year starter. So try not to read that much into that loss. But nonetheless, a tough league loss.
Well, and then that 3rd loss for these Lady Rams coming to Coach Natalie Lance and the Shelby Lady Whippets.
Yeah. Who were tough year in and year out.
And they're trying to go wing to wing and get an open corner 3. They're not looking – I would expect Coach Vent to have drawn something up maybe during that quarter to feed the elbow and then find an open 3, but they're not looking to feed the elbow at all against this zone.
No, I agree. I would like to see them try to go to the high post a little bit more and play a little inside out, because that's probably the 2nd or 3rd time at least that we've seen them turn it over on a skip pass out of a flare screen.
As Addie Newman's going to pick up her first foul, 2nd of the quarter. And what's interesting this year, and something that I'll bring up now that we've got 2 fouls, the OHSAA completely changes the foul rule this year. So as you know, and as we all know that follow high school basketball, in years past it's been 7 free throw, or 1-and-1 at 7, 2 shots at 10. Now you get 5 per quarter. There's no more 1-and-1. You're just, once you get to 5 team fouls, you're going straight to the line for 2. They're trying to speed the game up, it seems like, but at the same time, you almost would think that slows it down because you're taking 2 fouls away from teams and you're taking the 1-and-1 away.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was to try to be more cohesive with the college and the NBA game, but I would tend to agree that I would think that would kind of slow the game down a little bit. There's Beeston on the wing. A good skip pass out of the short corner. Another good look for Columbian, just unable to capitalize there.
As we've seen a lot of that happen. A lot of good looks for Tiff and Columbian so far. Unable to get it to go down. You expect that luck at some point to change. And these shots they're missing, some of the bunnies they're missing, from 5-10 feet to go down, as there's another turnover by the Lady Rams.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Josh, the high post is where the ball's got to go right now.
Great feed again. They're using their size. So let's pick that coaching brain a little bit. What do you do differently if you're Coach Vint right now against this zone?
Yeah, I would stick somebody at the high post. At least not allow the guards. So we'll see the next possession, but Columbian's guards have all this comfortability to be able to extend and kind of pressure themselves out to the volleyball line, and that's what's making the guard-to-guard passes tough. If you stick somebody at the high post, one of those two have got to at least pay a little bit of attention there, and kind of go from there. Let's see. I'll bet you if they turn it over again, Coach Vent's going to take a timeout.
As Columbian knocks down 2 free throws, makes it 10-8.
Here's the pressure again with Zeiss out front.
They're going to have a hand check. And they do such a good job of getting back. They run that 1-2-2 pressure, and they drop back so smoothly into that 2-3 zone that they run. There's no scramble. There's no nothing. It's well coached and well played defensively by Tiff and Columbian. And it almost forces those bad passes because they extend that pressure and they drop back so smoothly. You're not sure where you can go with the ball safely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most times when you see a 1-2-2, it kind of drops back to a 3-2. But they're settling back into a 3-2 zone, or excuse me, a 2-3. They're, again, guard to guard.
Can't finish the layup.
Fortunately, yeah, for Upper, a missed layup, but her Walton in transition is probably where she's at her best. But if you look there, Newman right there at the high post is where it's got to go. So there it is. Now you play a little inside out. I think that's the look that you want from Upper Sandusky.
Absolutely. You get a Grace Walton 3 and a backside rebound because, as you know, as Bryn Cundiff's going to knock down a 3-ball, I believe she's a sophomore for this team and a very good shooter for them as well. They've got quite a few of those on this team.
Yeah, that puts her 6-12 at the year from the three-point line, so shooting 50%. A nice luxury to have off the bench. Maybe that kind of gets things going, but here's Beeston.
We're going to have an over-the-back foul.
Good box out there by Newman.
But as I was getting ready to say, Ham got that backside rebound down here. And against the zone, that's where your offensive rebounds are going to be at all day long. The short corner missed 3 over the top to that backside. There's not going to be anybody boxing out that backside post. That rebound, that offensive rebound should happen almost every possession if it goes to that backside.
No, absolutely. See, there's Newman again at the high post. And it's like Coach Vent can hear me from up here, right?
Absolutely. But it's great defense by Columbian. They're going to call a foul on the floor against Zeiss. I almost wish the first time they fed her in the high post, I almost wish, she's a great shooter. She's got great touch. I wish she would have turned around. They didn't even collapse on her at all. The guards didn't come down, and that middle zone did not come up to put a hand in her face at all. You almost want to see her turn around, shoot that little 15-foot jumper, and make them pressure the defense because that'll open up a backdoor cut for a layup.
Nope, you're absolutely right.
As there's Walton for 3.
Yeah, a little simple 1-4 low. She just stepped in and got it right back. And not somebody you want to leave open if you're Tiff and Columbian. She's up to 9 already.
And there she does a great job boxing out the much larger Tiff and Columbian lineup.
There she is again. That's a walk-in. Oh.
In rhythm shot, she just couldn't knock it down. We've seen her miss quite a few of those already tonight. I expect that to change. She'll start knocking those down eventually.
Coming in for Columbian is number 20, Marissa Allen.
Yeah, able to get a hand on it there. I liked Upper's last possession. You know, like one of the things we always told our kids was the best way to beat a zone is to kind of beat it down the floor. And maybe that's Coach Vince's message here early on. I know that they've turned it over. We have them for 10 turnovers, but they are trying to play fast. So maybe that's his message is like, hey, we want to get up and down the floor, not allow that zone to set up, and try to score in transition as best we can.
And one benefactor Coach Vint has this year is, as we've already seen, he goes 2 or 3 deep off of his bench. So he's 8, maybe even 9 girls deep at some point, which allows you to be able to run the floor the way you want to.
No, absolutely. A little. I think that was on the cut when Morris was trying to cut through. I think that's where they got the foul there.
As you almost expect the same high-low action. They're going to get it to Newman, to Walton in the corner. She had an open look again, elected to not take the shot there.
You hear Coach Venn over there yelling spacing. There they kind of got settled in. There's your high post feed. And like you said, with Newman there, you'd almost want to see her kind of square up and potentially give herself a little mid-range jumper there and then have some different options as we go.
Well, and I think that I say that, and it's just an observation. She turns around and shoots that little 10, 12-footer. It forces the person playing that middle zone to step out and put a hand up, and that backdoor cut that Elham and Madison Hart are running then becomes open because there's nobody in the middle of the zone at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of like we talked about earlier, almost being a little too passive.
It's a great ball fake. Again, another shot that just goes in and out for these Lady Tornadoes.
Listen, they've had a lot of good looks. And Tiffany Columbian, kind of contrary to what Upper's doing, is they're looking to go inside and, you know, playing a lot more inside out than what Upper is thus far. There you go.
Good pass. But again, Finscali, not much of a shooter. She will knock it down when need be, but it's hard to be comfortable with yourself taking that shot because she had an open shot in the corner when she caught that. But great defense. They're going to call her for a push. Kind of with the off arm, as you're going to see that here. Yeah, she
just
gives
gave her
her
a little
nudge.
shove at the end. Not intentional, just a good hard play, looking to make a play for the team.
What? As now we're going to take, while we talk about some substitutions, we're going to go split screen again, I do believe. And we're going to talk about some keys to the game for both teams, which the keys to the game that you're going to see are things that we've already kind of see come into play. Tiffin Columbian. Another open look, dribbles it off of her knee, keeps possession. Yeah, a carry or a double dribble, you could have called either one there.
Yeah, just got a little too ahead of herself.
As you're going to see the keys to the game for Upper Sandusky, 3 and D, which we've seen them already. They shoot a lot of threes defensively. Coach Vince he's happy with the fact that Columbian's only got 8 points, but they have not played the best defense as Columbian has missed a lot of open shots. And then for Columbian, take care of the ball and stop the trifecta, which are the 2 things that I feel like they've done so far. Great defense again inside. They're going to call foul. I don't know about you, but that looked like it should have been a jump ball call to me. She had hands around her inside on the ball, as you're going to see it on the replay here. Yeah, I feel like that's a jump ball situation there. That's kind of a ticky-tacky foul.
Yeah, and here you are with the new free throw rule. Newman going to the line. I don't think she's scored yet tonight.
She has not.
Maybe see something kind of go through the rim here to get her going. She's their second leading scorer. Like we talked about, didn't play Saturday with a shoulder injury. Sounded like she got hurt in the Colonel Crawford game diving for a loose ball. So fortunate for them that she's back out here tonight, but would definitely like to see her kind of get going because right now Grace Walton has 9 out of 16, and she's going to need a little help here as we move forward. There's one.
As she sees the second one go through the hoop. And you can see I wouldn't say she's playing passive, but she's got that tape on that right shoulder, which is her shooting shoulder. It's probably taking some of that aggression away to want to shoot the ball.
Yeah. Here comes a little run and jump here. Forces a turnover. Newman
She's going to look to go all the way to the cup with the left, too. Addie Newman does it textbook style with the left hand.
Yeah, like I said, that free throw, give her a little bit of confidence. Could have gave it up to Walton potentially, but a nice crossover to finish with her left hand there. And here we go. Upper's kind of dialing it up here a little bit.
Again, that's one of those fouls. Now you're going to stick Columbian at the line. I'm not too sure what we've seen there foul-wise, but
yeah, just kind of ran across her body here. Yeah, kind of got her on both arms, but
rims in and out. Rannigan unable to knock the first one down.
Yeah, and according to our stats, that puts Columbian at 4 for 7 from the free throw line. And like you said, with a team that doesn't average a ton of points, these are kind of pivotal to make these count.
0 for 2.
0 for 2, unfortunately.
Offensive rebound, though, for Pelsky. Great feed, stepped in front of by Bailey Fox, and she's going to get fouled. And this is where that rule really comes into effect. I'm not sure
honestly,
how to feel about it.
Yeah, but honestly, like if she doesn't foul there, like that's a pass ahead and Grace Walton's getting a layup. So, this looked like a little bit of a NBA run-out foul where they foul them at half court intentionally. Not that that was intentional, but, now you're going to make them earn them.
And I think that's what makes this rule so enticing is before you would see teams be in foul trouble 2 and even 3 minutes into the second quarter, and you're shooting free throws for 4 minutes in a quarter.
Exactly.
Now your fouls are resetting at the beginning of every quarter. So 5 fouls is really a lot in a quarter if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. No, it absolutely is. Yeah, so see that foul didn't turn out to be too bad as, unfortunately Upper Sandusky misses both free throws. Walton coming back into the game. I think he was going to get her a little break there on defense to kind of end the half, but as we get another possession, Upper's got 6 players on the floor. So we'll see what they go here. Last time Upper Sandusky had a blob, they kind of threw it in, and Walton just came right back to ball side corner. Here she's going to go
opposite wing, get a ball screen, catch and shoot. In and out. We've seen a lot of those shots from Grace go in and out tonight. And now the Tornadoes are going to have a chance for the last possession. Almost an unnecessary shot. Walton's got a run out now from the volleyball line, and she knocks that down. Grace Walton ends the half with 3 more and with 12 points. What a shot.
Great awareness, right? That's a kid who's played 3 years of varsity, understanding time, clock, situation, pulls up, NBA range, but listen, good karma there for her. So she's up to 12, and that's kind of a dagger there for Tiff and Columbian. You would have, if you're Coach Foose, you probably wanted them to have the last shot of the quarter or the half and not give it back. And that was kind of always our thing, is we always wanted to have the last shot of the quarter, and unfortunately kind of took a shot a little bit too early, and Walton makes him pay.
Yeah, that's going to be 22-8, the Lady Rams ahead of the Lady Tornadoes, and we'll come back with halftime stats after this commercial break.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
We couldn't do what we do here live and free on the OH Report without our amazing sponsors. So let's go ahead and talk about them tonight. Wilson Tire Company. At Wilson Tire Company, we sell new and used tires and provide this service to customers in Upper Sandusky. No matter which location you visit, we'll prove that Wilson Tire Company is the best when it comes to tire services and alignment. Chris Daris, Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Whether you're planning for retirement, saving for college, grandchildren, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you care about most, Chris can develop specific strategies to help you achieve your goals. Quest Federal Credit Union, a full-service financial institution ready to support you, your family, and your goals. Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of healthy families throughout their lifespan. Lacey Construction, experience you can trust, done right and on time. And of course, Spherion Mid-Ohio. Let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. Again, thank you to our amazing sponsors who allow you to bring all this action live and free. We'll be back for halftime stats after this break.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Welcome inside the Sutton Bank halftime show here inside the Mountaintop. Josh Banks again alongside Abram, Kaple. And what the score says, it's been an Upper Sandusky blowout, but we've seen a lot of missed opportunities by these Tiffin Columbian Lady Tornadoes.
Yeah, listen, it was 16-8 for the longest time, or maybe even 15-8. Upper just has a nice little run there to end the half, and obviously the Walton 3, as time expired, kind of made this look a little bit more spread out than what it actually is. And like you said, Columbian's had a lot of good looks from the perimeter, just haven't been able to get anything to fall, and we'll see what adjustments were made at halftime by both coaches.
As we'll take a quick look at our stats here, you're going to see the biggest difference in this game is Upper's knocked down 4 threes, but Upper's had 12 turnovers on the other side of the ball. So Columbian's done their part. Turnover free basketball is what Columbian's played. They just haven't been able to execute. And on the upper side, 3-and-D was kind of a key for them. Defensively, they haven't played the greatest, but they've knocked down the shots when they've needed to be knocked down.
No, absolutely. Coach Vent probably had a word with some of the defensive miscues. And again, Columbian hasn't necessarily been able to capitalize on them, but they've probably had a little too many open looks for his liking.
As we're ready for second half action here, that was this Sutton Bank halftime show. Columbian's going to start with the ball. Let's see what adjustments were made during halftime. Because again, they're going to look to feed the post. They've been looking to feed the post all night long. Lefty shot, unable to knock it down. Finscali gets the rebound.
Again, another good look, just unable to get it to fall. Columbian still staying in that 2-3 zone. So the Upper's got somebody sitting there at the high post now. Short corner. Diver. Here comes Walton on the baseline.
Newman. Short corner again. They're looking to trap that short corner, too, every time.
Yeah, but if you're Upper Sandusky, that's kind of where the ball's got to go. And then you get situated. Yeah, see, that's a great look. Perfectly executed, just unable to get it to fall. Columbian here in transition.
Again, instead of transition, they elect to pull it out and try to set something up, which they haven't. They've set everything up successfully tonight. They've run everything successfully, as it's a great feed down low. Just, again, unable to convert at the basket.
Yeah, got the look they wanted from, I think, probably the player that they want to kind of get the ball into. Zeiss, I think, is leading them in scoring. No, she's not. I just made that up. She's leading them in scoring tonight. That's right.
She is leading them in scoring tonight.
Here's short corner.
Trap. Got to get it out of that corner. Walton gets it out. Skip feed to Newman in the other corner. 3-ball up. Unable to knock it down. As we have another good look for Columbian, just unable to knock down a 3-ball. Great crossover by Addie Newman. Goes left-handed, can't finish. Gets her own rebound. They're going to call her out of bounds, and it's going to go the other way.
Listen, a good crossover and a good take. Kind of penetrating the seams of the defense there and just unable to get the layup to go.
As Hope Morris is going to replace Addie Newman here. Early substitution for Coach Vent.
Yeah, and here's Upper kind of with some, it almost looks like a 2-2-1.
2-2-1, they want to trap right before half court or as soon as they get across half court.
Yeah, but they do a good job, if that's what they are, and I can't really tell. They do a good job of disguising it and making it look like man.
Ellie Ham does a great job to get that rebound. Hope Morris looking to push the ball.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of limiting Columbia to just one and done opportunities. Unfortunately, can't turn it over there. A run out.
Great hustle by Finscali to get back. And we're going to have a hold on Zeiss. Again, I'm not too sure about that one. That looked like pretty. It's great hustle by Finscali. That looks like a jump ball to me.
Looks like a lot of ball, but again, we're in the rafters, so we don't get to make that call.
And it's one of those things, too, though. You had the great hustle by Finscali to knock it away. In a situation like that, how often did you see it happen when you were coaching where a girl would make a great hustle play and something like that happens and the girl that made the great hustle play gets that call because of the play she just made?
Absolutely. There's a lot of good karma awarded there.
In the hands of Walton. Almost looked like they've went to an extended 3-2 zone now.
Yep, I agree. A great pass over the top of it. Pushes the lead to 16.
Ellie Ham's got 4 on the night. Great feed from Walton. And again, Finscali with the hustle defense. As now you'll see that backdoor cut be open for these Lady Rams that they like to run. If they've went to an extended 3-2, they're trying to prevent that 3-ball now, and they're going to leave that backdoor open. And you're going to get layups like that if you're Coach Vint and these Lady Rams.
Yeah, good high post entry here for Tiffin Columbian. Maddie Ritchie off the bench in her first minutes here. Just a simple move to get to her right hand and picked up the foul and get herself to the free throw line. Columbian, go ahead.
I tell you what, we've seen her make some post moves in the JV game.
No, she did. She absolutely did. I was going to say that as well. And you know, Coach Foose is thinking, hey, I only got 8 points through 2.5 quarters. You know, maybe I need to go a little bit deeper into my bench and see what these other kids have to offer. So when she comes in,
splits the pair.
Yeah, makes an immediate impact. And so we'll see. Here's 1-2-2. Let's see what they kind of drop back into.
Looks like they've dropped back into a 3-2 zone is where they're at. It's a trapping zone, too. Walton catch and shoot. Not there. Ellie Ham gets another rebound, and that's going to be an and one.
Big time. And that's always the thing is, like, if you're going to try to generate turnovers out front by kind of being a little bit of aggressive, especially against a zone, you're not matched up to somebody. So when it comes to defensive rebounding, it's tough for Columbian, and Ham makes a pay with an offensive rebound and an easy stick back there.
Yeah, great positioning by Ham, down low, offensive rebound, up strong with it to finish, and now she's going to step to the line for one, where we haven't seen Upper Sandusky get the foul line a lot this evening.
Yeah, Coach Foose wants to talk it over here a little bit.
30-second timeout, Tiffin Columbian.
As it's a quick 4-1 run for the Lady Rams, but again, a couple short corner jumpers that the Lady Tornadoes have missed. Just not for some reason, and it's a struggle that they've had all season other than their game against Bowling Green where I believe they put up 50.
Yeah, that's correct.
They have struggled to put the ball in the basket. I mean, they're shooting, I want to say their stat from what I looked at the other night said they're shooting 28.1% from the field as a team.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to kind of put yourself in position to win games. You know, if you don't make shots, and you know, give credit to Upper Sandusky defensively. Like they're rotating bodies in and out, they're applying full court pressure. Like you see it right here in a run and jump. So it's not like Upper Sandusky's not making it difficult for them, because they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Grace Walton finishes with that left hand again. Something I love to see is these girls at any level using the left hand the right way. As that's going to be a foul. Baseline inbounds play here. Not something we've seen.
Yeah, just a little too aggressive there.
Finally knock one down.
Rannigan, yeah. Maybe that takes a lid off for him. And that was deep.
That was a deep three. She got a backside screen from Ritchie, which she didn't really need. She was open regardless.
Looks like Columbian's gone to man here out of the timeout. So just didn't feel that the zones were working. They showed 2-3. They showed 3-2.
And Grace Walton gets a layup.
Now you're faced with the task of trying to keep Grace Walton in front of you. And there's not many people that can do that.
You're going to have a push on Hope Morris. And again, there's Maddie Ritchie again making an impact down low. Getting an offensive rebound, couldn't finish the putback. Goes up again, gets pushed in the back.
Listen, she's done a good job here in the minutes that she's been in, and she's drawn at least 2 fouls. Gives them an extra possession with the offensive rebound. Let's see if that last triple kind of gets them going here.
There's Felski. Little step through, nothing there. Great job by Newman. Ellie Ham gets her hand on that one.
I think Upper Sandusky's ball pressure is significantly better this half.
They're not allowing any open looks.
No, they're not. You can see with their closeouts, what the good take there. They're closing out with high hands to deter jump shots. They're doing a really good job of it. So, we kind of talked about that at halftime that, Coach Vent probably not overly thrilled with the way that his team played defensively in the first half despite only giving up 8.
As now, again, as stated, you got to keep Walton in front of you, and she's very quick with the ball as you're going to have Hart and Ham collide, both slow to get up. And there's Walton with the hustle defense to get a steal. Great lead pass to Finscali. Might have got away with a travel.
Officials, timeout.
We got an official timeout for an injury.
There was a big collision at half court right on that steal when the change of possession took place. I don't know if our camera's going to have it.
Right at the turnover, a collision. Holding her head, definitely. It's like a helmet-to-helmet hit, only more contact when you're on a basketball court because there's no protection.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Hopefully she's all right.
Wanting to feed it low, get it to Felskin, down low, 3-ball up. Again, unable to knock it down.
Again, another good look, and I think they're getting, that's the 3rd or 4th time they've kind of run that same action. Like, I think they're getting the looks that they want. They're just unable to convert right now.
Madison Hart trying to get the rebound. Grace Walton gets there. We got a jump ball. It's going to stay with Upper Sandusky. And it's one of those things where we talk about good karma on the basketball court, and it's something you see at every level, whether it's high school, middle school, youth basketball, college, or the NBA. You see that good karma happen. You see a hustle play there, ends up in the hands of Upper Sandusky, and Upper Sandusky's truly won the hustle plays so far this evening.
Yeah, and there's an offensive rebound. Here's the thing that we kind of talked about, too, is Upper Sandusky, with Walton and Newman starting ever since they were freshmen. Columbian's a little bit young. And Upper just plays with a little bit more confidence, and that kind of makes you a little bit more aggressive. But a good finish and a put back here by Columbian right when I was talking about it.
Yeah, Zeus does a great job. Doesn't finish the first attempt, gets her own rebound, puts it right back up. Trying to take it away from Grace Walton, which is not an easy task. Back up top to Grace. And I tell you what, they're giving her a lot of space for the shooter that she is.
Here's the thing I always loved about coaching against Coach Vent is, like, his offense never stops moving. Like, they have great movement. They have great flow.
Great up and under by Madison Hart.
They're tough to guard because they don't run, like, sets per se. They're more motion-based. I was always envious of the way that he was able to kind of get his teams to do that. But a big-time up and under move there.
The lead out. Great pass. Grace Walton. Finscali unable to finish. That's the 3rd or 4th lead pass that she's given down the floor. That basket's going to count.
Yeah, good awareness there. Columbian needed that. Cuts it in half. 32-16 after 3.
In what was a dominating third quarter for the Lady Rams. Your score after 3, Upper Sandusky 32, Tiffin Columbian 16. We'll be back for the fourth and final quarter after this break. Back inside the mountaintop, Josh Banks with Abram, Kaple in what's been a dominant third quarter by the Lady Rams. They're up 32-16 now as the Tornadoes again just struggling to put the ball in the basket.
I thought both teams looked a little better that quarter. Kind of took almost the whole half to kind of settle in, but the turnovers were decreased by both teams. Like Columbian got looks, like we kind of talked about. You know, in Upper Sandusky kind of forced Columbian to come out of their zone. Looks like they're back in it. But Upper Sandusky looked a lot more comfortable against man-to-man defense as they did against the 2-3 and the 3-2 that we saw earlier.
Yeah, definitely more comfortable in man-to-man. A lot more ability to control the ball when you can take your person off the dribble, try to get into the paint, go get a layup or get a driving kick. Great.
Zone's just confusing. And there's, you know, right as I spoke on the play being cleaned up a little bit, a turnover to start the quarter for Upper Sandusky.
Again, another look that just doesn't fall. As you see, Chancellor just too hesitant.
Yeah, she kind of peeked behind her to see where the defense was at, and, you know, you want a shooter to just kind of keep their eyes on the rim, and, you know, if somebody fouls you from behind, then so be it. I've never seen anybody at high school girls basketball successfully block a three from behind, so the chances would have been pretty high that she would have went to the free throw line had someone been there.
As there's Richie again, almost forcing the turnover. It's going to be a jump ball.
She's been a bright spot for them. Here, Upper Sandusky, again, gets the ball to the short corner. They speed cut right away with the person who throws them. Who throws the pass into the short corner, makes it a tough guard.
You're going to see that corner action. Walton's going to come up top. They go with her. Looks like they're back in man-to-man, as that's going to be Madison Hart shooting a three, unable to knock it down.
How many offensive rebounds is that for Ham this half?
Offensive foul on Ham. Kind of got a little bit of an elbow into her.
Yeah, probably the right call.
And as far as offensive rebounds, I couldn't tell you how many they've had this half. I almost feel like every shot that Uppers put up that they've missed, they've had a second possession this half.
Yeah, that's kind of been the difference. Well, I guess one of the differences.
Grace Walton with good hands. She sees Ham. She sees Newman. A great lead pass again. She's going to go back to the ball, into the corner.
Upper can afford to be a little bit patient here with a 16-point lead.
And that's one thing they are. They're going to be patient. They're not going to force a bad shot. If you're Coach Vint, the only shot you want right now is a layup or a floater from Grace Walton.
Yeah. Listen, against the zone, you want to get it to move side to side. Upper Sandusky did that numerous times in that possession. You want it to get the ball to cross the midline. Eventually it does, and then Grace Walton on a bad closeout gets to the middle of the paint and with a little floater there.
And one thing that we've talked about already, their ball pressure has been so much better here in the second half than it was in the first. They're not allowing the drives. They're not allowing the open layups that they were allowing in that first half.
No, they're guarding really hard right now.
I'm not too sure about that one. The official's seen it different than we did, as we're going to see it on replay. I mean, Grace Walton beat her to the spot, and she took an extended. Normally when you see that extension, that's when you see an offensive foul called, and she got an extended forearm to the chest. They called a block.
She was elevated off the ground, but nonetheless, a baseline out of bounds here for Columbian.
Catch and shoot, short. Madison Hart. We're going to call a foul on Zeiss. Probably the right call there. Hart had a clean rebound. She got into her arm a little bit trying to take it away.
Yeah, it's kind of what the replay shows. Coach Foose doesn't agree with it. But, again, listen, you're down 18 with under 5 to play. You kind of got to be aggressive and gamble for some things like that. So I don't hate that play at all from Zeiss.
And you see how well they move the ball side to side.
Yep. So you see it crossing over the midline. Here's a short corner. That's where you want it to touch at least once a possession against zone.
Catch and shoot for Walton. Nothing but the bottom. She's got 21 at this point.
And again, Coach Vent's doing a good job. They look much more patient against that zone than what they did in the first half. And again, they're doing it by touching the short corner, touching the high post, and then eventually you get that guard-to-guard stuff. And that's kind of where their turnovers were in the first half. Walton's going to take a seat here.
Probably for the remainder. Up 21. She's got 21. That was probably her last basket of the evening. As I want to say, every game that we've been inside this gym for the girls' side, she scored 20-plus.
So you're telling me Grace Walton is a big fan of OH report?
Apparently. Except the Winford game. I don't think she had 20 during the Winford game.
Good take there.
It's a good take by Bailey Fox trying to get inside the lane. And you're going to see, I wouldn't say more turnovers here by Upper Sandusky. You can tell that Grace Walton is the calm of the offense. She knows how to settle everybody down, get some sort of rhythm going. So we'll see who steps into her place. I would think it would be Brooke Scully or Hope Morris that would take that role. That's a great feed inside to Maddie Ritchie.
Yeah, and, Coach Vent's doing something where, trying to teach the girls to play without their leader. Because there may be a time, that's a good take there by Beasley, there may be a time where, Walton's in foul trouble and they got to play extended periods of time without her. So when you're up 20 in a game like this is a good opportunity to kind of see what else you have and who can kind of handle the basketball for your team.
Beaston gets her first point of the evening, and again, I feel like the bright spot tonight for Tiffin Columbian has been your Maddie Ritchie's, your Beaston, not on the scoreboard, but in the effort department.
No, for sure. I mean, that's just her first point, but listen, she's averaging 7. She's a freshman. I would venture to say that you're gonna hear her name quite often in the next 4 years. Ritchie has done a really good job for Tiffin Columbian off the bench. I like the spark that she's provided. And again, not necessarily in the scoring column, but in other areas that, are sometimes overlooked.
The offensive rebounds, the hustle on defense. As they finally get a friendly roll. Marissa Allen, the lefty, who we've seen miss a couple short corner shots, knocks down that step back.
Yeah, that was a tough shot.
Inside to Ham. Again, trying to feed the post. Looks like Columbian's gone man-to-man with Grace Walton on the bench. Or it looks like they're in a – it looks like man-to-man, but you see the post rotate. It's almost like a box and one. Can't really see what defense they're in at this point.
Yeah, they're switching back and forth a little bit this half. I think they were man, just kind of had the post defender helping quite a bit there on help side. So Ham checks out. So only one starter on the floor now for Upper Sandusky.
Brooke Scully.
Yeah, with 2:15 to play.
As you have Bryn Cundiff, Bailey Fox, Hope Morris, Riley McCreary just stepped in. That's great defense by Hope Morris. She's going to go get herself a layup.
Oh, great play by Hope Morris there. Columbian trying to enter to the high post sometimes is a difficult pass to make.
And at this point, if you're Columbian, you're kind of just trying to put points on the board, which can lead to rush shots and force shots.
Yeah, unfortunately, being down 20, there's not a 20-point game, a 20-point shot in our game yet, but you know, you can kind of feel the frustration a little bit from Columbian. Things just kind of haven't gone their way this evening, and just trying to, you know, kind of force the issue here a little bit.
And again, it's what we've talked about already. You've had so many good looks if you're Columbian. They haven't played a bad basketball game tonight. Turnover-wise, they haven't turned the ball over a bunch. Defensively, they haven't played terrible. They forced Upper into double the amount of turnovers that they have. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the basket, which it seems like they average, like we said, they average 12.5 steals a game defensively. They force a lot of turnovers. They just got to figure out how to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. If you're Coach Foose and you're looking at the glass half full, like, they have executed at times very well. And they have gotten some good looks out of their base offense and what they're trying to do. So, like, as a coach, like, that's encouraging because, you know, what we can do is then we can kind of focus our shift in practice to just getting more shots up and working on the mechanical aspect of, you know, putting the ball in the basket. So, like, despite the scoreboard and despite everything that's kind of going on, I definitely think there is some bright spots with this group, and there's definitely some key coaching points that, you know, they can kind of build off the foundation, which they've kind of demonstrated tonight.
Well, and another interesting thing about them, if you look at this roster for these Lady Tornadoes, they are long. They've got a lot of girls that are long arm, long leg, big girls.
And only one senior. So although that, you know, they've taken a lump tonight, you know, and probably we're driving over here hoping for a little better result, but there is some positives to kind of build on. And, you know, right here we jump in the passing lane.
I'm going to go finish.
Yeah, good finish with contact. Rannigan, that's a couple times we've called her name, and she's up to 7 for them. She's their leading scorer right now.
And she's played a great game, Rannigan has. Offensively, defensively, she's played well. She's had that fun task of when they went man-to-man, she had to guard Grace Walton. They're going to look for a travel there. They're going to have an over and back. No, it looks like they're going to confer here and say that that ball was knocked out of her hand. They're going to flip that. They're going to give the ball back to Upper Sandusky. Officials conferred. It's going to be Upper basketball. They said it was tipped.
Oh, okay. Most times, I guess you probably wouldn't see that overturned, but
In a game like this, is it necessary to overturn it?
oh, they're getting graded.
They do every game.
Yeah. Well, they did the right thing if that's what they thought happened.
They did, 100%. The official that seen it, it was closest to him. He walked over to the guy that called the over and back and said, hey, it was tipped. We got to correct this, and they corrected it. And that's going to do it.
Yep.
Your final score, the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams, 39. The Tiffin Columbian Lady Tornadoes, 21. We'll be back for post-game stats and our MVP interview after this commercial break.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Josh Banks back inside the mountaintop with our Quest Federal Credit Union MVP, Miss Grace Walton, who tied the Tiffin Columbian Lady Tornadoes herself tonight with 21 points. A rebound game for you guys after a loss to Conference Foe Winford. What was practice like since that loss on Saturday to get you guys prepared for this game?
Well, we've just been really hoping for a bounce-back win after a couple of kind of crummy games, and practice had been great. We've been really focusing on defense, but also a lot on rebounding, and I thought they did a great job on that. We were really focusing on trying to keep up the defensive tempo, and the girls did a great job on that today.
I feel like you guys' defensive intensity definitely picked up in the first half. Turnovers were kind of an issue in the first half for you guys. You cut those back in the second half. They ran a really interesting 2-3 zone. Once you guys finally started feeding the high post, it got you some more open shots. What was Coach Vince's message in the locker room at halftime to turn things around for you guys on both sides of the ball in the third and fourth quarter?
Well, Coach does a great job of preparing us for, even at non-conference games. And he basically was just saying, we had 23 turnovers against Winford, and, that just can't happen. And he kind of, reiterated that at halftime, and the girls did a good job, myself included, of picking that up.
Yeah, you guys had 12 turnovers in the first half, end up with 17 for the game. So you only have 5 turnovers in the second half. You do a great job of rebounding the ball. Your teammates really help you offensively. They trust you with every shot. They trust that you're going to make the right choice. And you do that consistently. You've grown since we've seen you as a freshman to where you're at now. What can you attest the work that you put in since your freshman year, since you started as a freshman, started playing varsity basketball? Where have you improved from there to where you're at now?
Well, honestly, Coach Venn is a big part of that, and my teammates are a big part of that. I mean, playing with Addie and Brooke as a freshman too, just getting to play with them and progress with them has been really cool. And yeah.
And you guys are in a really tough conference with the likes of Colonel Crawford, the likes of Winford, the likes of a Mohawk team that's trying to rebound after a couple of losses this year, and a couple teams that are kind of under the weather, and Bucyrus and Carey, who's not great on the girls' side. So you're going to have to go to Winford and beat Winford. You're going to have to beat Crawford to make this a race. What do you guys have to continue to build on to make those 2 wins happen later on down the road?
I'm fully confident that we can definitely do that, and I think that a lot of the same thing, rebounds, turnovers, and then, picking it up in practice and just working hard together.
All right, Grace, you know how this works. Let's go ahead and give your shout-out tonight for the MVP.
I always shout out our fans, so shout out to our fans and everybody who comes and supports us and watches us.
All right, again, I'm Josh Banks. That was our Quest Federal Credit Union MVP, Grace Walton. Grace, thanks for your time. Congratulations on a big win. We'll be back for post-game stats after this break.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
Welcome inside the Sutton Bank post-game show. Josh Banks alongside Abram, Kaple, in what was a dominant second-half performance by the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams as they take care of business by a final score of 39-21. We just got to hear from our MVP of the night, Grace Walton, who tied Columbian herself with 21 points. But like we had talked about, that was a completely different second half out of the Lady Rams. Defensively, offensively, they kind of really got things into cohesiveness and played much better.
No, absolutely. And we kind of talked about both teams kind of played a little sloppy, a little probably too fast for their liking. And I thought Upper Sandusky did a really good job with the halftime adjustments that they made. Really kind of, I guess, amplified or, kind of turned up the dial a little bit in terms of pressure just in the half court, really. And I thought they were really good there, and then had good ball movement. Made Columbian switch defenses a couple different times, kind of looking for answers. And ultimately, they had better ball movement. They didn't turn it over as much in the second half. We got some good shots, and, that kind of results in a 20-point win.
And you're going to see our post-game stats here. Upper Sandusky knocks down 5 triples, all 5 of those belonging to Grace Walton. Tiffin Columbian knocks down 1. That's a 12-point swing right there in itself. And then free throw-wise, you go 6 of 10 for Columbian, 2 of 8 for the Lady Rams. So Columbian wins the free throw battle. Upper wins the three-point battle. But it was really, I think, the key just missed shots.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. And we kind of talked about that throughout. It's not that Columbian didn't get looks. It's just sometimes as simple as being able to put the ball through the rim. And unfortunately, some of those shots didn't go in, and Upper Sandusky was able to capitalize. Obviously, playing a little bit of zone, it's tough to lose a shooter like Grace Walton, and with the 5-3, she kind of made him pay for it.
Well, and then the thing about it is we got to see in the second half when they tried to go man. When you play zone against her, she's going to knock down a long ball. You go man to man, you put your best defender on her, and she's such a good ball handler. She loses her defender and goes and gets a layup.
Yep, it was literally the first possession they went man. She went right around them, and it's just maybe that's why they're not playing that. So she's a tough guard nonetheless. And it's not just her. I thought Upper Sandusky as a whole had really good ball movement in the second half. Gives her, and she thanked her teammates and gave them kind of a shout-out. But definitely a good effort as a whole from the Lady Rams there in the second half.
So, again, the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams take care of business here inside the mountaintop tonight by a final of 39-21. They will go to Seneca East on Saturday at 7:30 to take on the Lady Tigers, who are a much improved ball club this year, while these Tiffin Columbian Lady Tornadoes will have a tough task of Saturday night. They go to play the Bellevue Redmen, who are, as always, one of the best teams in their district. So it doesn't get any easier for Tiffin Columbian, and it gets a lot harder for these Lady Rams. Again, that's Josh Banks with Abram Kaple. Thank you to all of our sponsors tonight. Without each and every one of you, we couldn't do what we do. Adam Thompson on the sound, director Brandon Powell, my amazing camera operator, doing a great job as always. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys in our next live stream.